Alright folks, the BET Awards are in the book, so I'm here to give you my thoughts and review on the show. And just take note, I won't be able to review everything that happened at the BET Awards. It was a 4-hour show, so I'm just going to hit all the major important things, that I took away from it. So the show started off with a high energy performance from Kendrick Lamar. He performed his track Alright from To Pimp a Butterfly, and the whole opening was just amazing. He had a big American flag, he had a vandalized police car, he had backup dancers dressed in all black. Like visually, it was just a spectacle. I thought it was really interesting BET chose to go with Kendrick and this particular song to open up the show. Just considering everything that's going on right now, I think it was a really good message to send to start the show off with that particular song. So overall, Kendrick, he opened it up with a bang, and it was hard for anybody to follow. He would definitely go down as my second favorite performance of the night. So the two hosts for the evening were Tracee Ellis Ross and Anthony Anderson, the co-stars on the ABC television show Blackish. And you know what? They were actually very funny. Like, I really enjoyed them. And I think it was appropriate that they went with two veterans, two comedic, television veterans, movie stars, to really open up this show and be the host for the evening. So then after, the host came out, we had a couple of awards open up the show. Nicki won Best Female Hip Hop Artist for like the 12th year in a row. Nobody's gonna beat her as long as she's consistently putting out music, especially good music at that. Then we got a performance from Chris Brown, Tyga, Omarion. I think, it was cool. I think, it was alright for what it was. They had a couple of hits in there. Chris Brown, he's a really good performer, so he's always gonna bring a lot of energy, so it was decent. The Weeknd and Alicia Keys also had a collaborative performance. I knew The Weeknd was performing. I didn't know he was having Alicia Keys. She was a nice surprise. I'm not the biggest fan of The Weeknd, but I think that was cool as well. It did go a little bit longer than I think it should have. Alicia's been gone for like a minute too. Like, she hasn't really done anything lately. And The Weeknd's hair is just like really weird. Like, how did he get it like that? Like all of that up there. So then we get into my favorite part of the evening, which was completely unexpected. I saw it when they first introduced him on the billing at the beginning of the evening. He was announced as Puff Daddy, not Sean Combs, not Diddy, but as Puff Daddy. Very strategic. Turns out what ends up happening, Bad Boy had a 20-year reunion at the BET Awards. And man, this performance honestly stole the show. Mace came out, Lil' Kim came out of nowhere. Pharrell and Diddy debuted a new song together. It was just crazy to see, Bad Boy come back. So all in all, Bad Boy tore the house down. They really stole the show. They gave a completely surprising moment that nobody was expecting, and you got to see all of these artists reunite from Bad Boy, who delivered a lot of great hits throughout the 90s and early 2000s. So as the show moved on, they honored Tom Joyner from the Tom Joyner Morning Show for all of the work he does with HBCUs around the country and the scholarship money that he gives. And I thought that was really cool to learn about what he does. I had no idea that he gives that amount of money to students going to HBCUs. It's like over 65 million he's donated, which is just incredible, furthering education. So it was really good to see that. So back on the performance side, Smokey Robinson, the living legend, he got honored with the Lifetime Achievement Award, and he had a tribute performance, which I thought was really good for him. He's deservedly, receiving this award. He's a legend in the music industry, a big part of Motown, and helping out Berry Gordy establish that, that brand and that record label. And for Smokey to be 75 years old, he's still doing his thing. He's still touring. He still looks good. He's really out here, so he deserves that award, and it was a great moment for the night. We also had a performance from the cast of Empire, which was interesting. It is original music, so I do understand that. From what I heard, they're supposed to be going on tour. It was interesting. I thought it was cool. Some of them guys actually have talent, so I thought it was a little cool moment to have them perform in the show. Empire is just such a phenomenon that really took the world by storm. It got tremendous ratings when it came on. It's coming back for season 2 in September. Everybody watches Empire, so they did a strategic thing to put them inside of the show and have them perform some of those big hits that were a part of the show. Also got a performance from Nicki Minaj. Meek Mill came out too. It was cool. Didn't really do much for me. Meek Mill, he's doing his thing. Nicki's doing her thing too. I actually like both of them as artists, but the performance itself, it didn't work the best for me. It was one of those more so unforgettable moments of the night. And then the living legend Janet Jackson got her due for the night. She got the Icon Award, something to that nature. Janet Jackson is amazing. She more than deserves that award. Janet Jackson was hugely popular when she first started, and here we are all these years later. She's getting her recognition that she definitely deserves. And she's about to do some big things. She's about to go back on tour, which I think is going to be a hot ticket and might just sell out all across the country. It's Janet Jackson. People love Janet, so that's also another big nod to BET for, being able to catch that for tonight. Got a really weird performance from K. Michelle and Tamar Braxton. Won't even get into it. It was just awkward. Totally awkward. Didn't need to be there. I'm gonna ignore it. Big Sean had an impressive performance. It just seems like Big Sean lately doesn't really have like guests on his show. He's just been doing it all solo dolo. Visually, it was an impressive performance. He had this big giant video screen behind him. It almost was kind of like 3D. It had like thunder and lightning and dark clouds. I mean, it just fit into the whole aesthetic of what his album is. So I thought it was a good performance. And he had a cool trench coat to go with it. He even had a surprise appearance from E40 on his track when he performed it. Like, that was a cool moment to see. E40 is also another, you know, slept on hip hop legend, so it was good to see E40 pop in there and help out Sean. And then the night closed out with Fetty Wap, you know, which didn't surprise me. I mean, he got like the biggest hip hop song of the year. The performance was just lackluster though. I mean, Fetty Wap is pretty much a rookie, hasn't had this big exposure, so I thought it was a little weak to close out the show, you know, with him performing live. Again, he does have the biggest hip hop song of the year, and I understand that, but it just didn't do it for me as far as a closer. I mean, when you had such strong performances from like Kendrick and the Bad Boy reunion, Fetty Wap's was just, you know, a little weak compared to theirs. But all in all, I really enjoyed the BET Awards this year. Like, I think this was the best award show they've done in a long time, probably of this entire decade so far. You had incredible performances from, you know, Kendrick, the Bad Boy reunion. You know, you had very good tributes, you know, to Smokey Robinson, Janet Jackson. Had some funny hosts, like legitimately funny hosts in Tracy Ellis Ross and Anthony Anderson, who definitely brought the energy of the show up. And then you just got the funny moments that the internet is going to just go bananas with. Diddy falling, crazy and hilarious. At one point it looked like Rihanna, you know, before she went out on stage, she like threw some money at a guy backstage. That was kind of funny. And then also, the entire night, you had Ray Sremmurd in the audience, like, turning up to every song. And at one point, one of them had a bathrobe on. Like, that was hilarious. And let's mention, Chris Brown was kicking it in the audience during that Bad Boy reunion. Like, Chris Brown was kicking it hard, dancing heavy. And, like, when they cut to him, it was crazy. And, you know, the last point that I'll make, you know, we got a lot from this award show. We actually got a lot, you know, from it. We got a new video from Big Sean and Chris Brown, which, you know, is inspired by Martin. Really cool visual. We got a trailer from Rihanna for her new track, you know, for a video that's debuting this week. That was cool to see as well. We also got new music from Pharrell and Diddy, you know, the track that they closed out the Bad Boy reunion with. It was high energy, a high track, and it's gonna definitely do some numbers. And Meek Mill actually dropped his entire album, Dreams Are Worth More Than Money, after the show. Like, we got a full album from Meek Mill now. Like I said, the BET Awards gave us a lot, like, in return. It gave us a lot for the viewership. So it's been done this, but it definitely cements its place among pop culture as an event you have to see. Like, you have to watch the BET Awards. You never know what you're gonna miss. Like I said, overall, I enjoyed the show. I thought it was incredible from top to bottom for the most part. A few, you know, iffy performances here and there, but overall, I think it's definitely the best BET Award show of this decade. All right, everybody, as always, follow me on social media, JRW the Creator on Twitter and Instagram, and go check out my website, jordanrwilliams.com, for all other entertainment, pop culture updates, and blogging, and subscribe to my channel on YouTube, and I will see y'all next time.